without further ado, I would like to introduce Chris Hopkins, MP, Housing Minister for the Department of Communities and Local Government, who has specific responsibility for enterprise zones, who will address the press conference. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed. And can I just thank everybody for the very warm welcome this morning. When I took on this brief, or when the Prime Minister asked me to do housing and local growth, get a definition of enterprise zones was something I thought we should have a grasp of, and particularly how do we have a conversation with the public out there about what an enterprise zone is, and actually what a LEP is as well. And I'm from the north, as you may have gathered, and my town of Bradford was wool, and huge history in machine tool manufacturing. And if you go to the northeast, shipyards, and if you go to the Stoke, it's about potteries, and you go to the Midlands, it's about cars. And here is a new identity, which has been born around the Cambridge, Harlow experience and knowledge, which is going to define itself in really high-tech, 21st century, as David was saying earlier on, opportunities. And I think it's really important we do make sure that the public understands this is about public investment to facilitate growth, wealth, and attract inward investment from the private sector, which is going to bring jobs. The one that really worked for me when I went to see it, I went to Sheffield and Rotherham, and their enterprise zone, I met 140 apprentices and amazing advanced manufacturing centre that was there. And just as I got on the stage, the Labour mayor said to me, this is the site of the Battle of Orgreave. This is where the miners' strike was and the great conflict was at the time. And next door to where I was sat was Boeing, a massive factory produced by Boeing. Next to that was Rolls-Royce. Here was 140 young people who were really excited about a new place. And they weren't thinking about the old. They were thinking to the future about their time in industry. And it was a really optimistic mood that was in the place. And I was listening there talking about the history of this place, and here was a place which has got great history as far as technologies are concerned, but there will be, a period of turmoil, there will be people who are concerned, lost confidence about, a place like this to actually go into, a new moment in time, a new opportunity. And what's been put together here, I'm sure, with an enormous amount of work, and some moments of frustration and challenge from different partners and players, is a new time, is a new opportunity to make money, to secure jobs for individuals and change the landscape. My only regret today is that my mate Robert is not here, because what I will say to you is you've got an amazing MP who never ever shuts up about this place. He is the biggest champion you're ever going to have, and I'm just, it's a shame he can't be here today. He's busy grilling the Prime Minister at the moment. In fact, just literally now, he's doing Prime Minister's Question Time. So we're going to make, we're Tories. We're not going to give you money. We're going to lend you it, and we're going to lend £2.5 million. I know Harlow Council are making a similar contribution. Why? Because we recognise an opportunity to attract a huge amount of private investment. The fact you brought the universities together, the council, private business, to make this work is really important. So David, give us a guided tour of the old site and give us some visions about the new stuff. It is exciting when these regeneration moments happen. And my real push to you is to go and tell your publics. Go and tell them about there's a new moment for Harlow, there's a new opportunity. And the fact you're doing biotech, the fact you've got the medtech campus here that's going to be born, the fact you're using IT, I mean, it is 21st century, it's top of the game. And you see what exciting changes it's brought to other towns and cities around this area. The triangle that people talk about now, and you're going to make a massive contribution to it. So Absolutely delighted. I'm really chuffed that I'm here and Greg's not. Yeah, and I don't mean that. I love Greg. It was great. But to be able to champion this is absolutely spectacular. And the fact we've got the LEPs here, which I know will be making an important contribution. And I think that's their big challenge as well, about connectivity with local publics. So, well done. I'm sure David and I will be on a digger sometime in the near future.
But for me, this is a milestone moment for the future direction of travel for Harlow, because the talking has stopped and the money men have come and said that we are committed, and we've been talking about this for such a long period of time, and we've had aspiration and excitement and inspiration about what we want to do. But for me, this is a really important day, because for the first time we can actually put some money on the table and to let people know we are committed to doing this. And of course, for a council, a small council like Harlow, it's a challenge that we are committing £2.5 million of our money in relation to this. But that gives you the absolute clear indication, both from government, from private, from education, from community, that we are absolutely committed to making sure that we can bring real jobs in real time for real people, local people, that will make a fundamental difference for the next generation of Harlow Newtown. So I'm absolutely delighted.
What is important, I think, here is when we've sat around the table as the Enterprise Zone board, we don't have political boundaries. We're all around there to do a job. And although you've got the county and the district and the private sector as well, it's actually about just us and getting this done for Harlow, and that's critically important, as you heard Councillor Durkin say. And so we all have respective jobs within that to do, and we have fulfilled that. I was very keen with the BDUK, the government scheme, and the county schemes around the country for broadband to be rolled out, that Harlow and this particular area was one of the first in the county to be done, and it is. We unveiled that about 2 weeks ago. And that's ongoing as a programme, but we wanted here to be one of the first areas because, of course, if you want to attract businesses, especially on the Temperfield Enterprise Zone site as well, it's important they have that connectivity. That is there, we've made that happen. Also, highways, which obviously comes under county councils. We've been very clear that we wanted to make sure the highways were improved. That work is underway with the funding we've had from various sources, from the LEP, via government, and our own money as well, to make sure, all the taxpayers' money, I should say, it's all taxpayers' money, and they should know where their money is being spent, and in Harlow it's being spent very well. So the roads are being improved, which is critically important, and also working with our colleagues from the university. Having ARU involved in this area, I think, is a tribute, to the university, but also to Harlow as well, that this is going to end up being a university town, which I think is absolutely brilliant.